So today we know that Europe, the tribe of Esau, the line of Cain, is described by Yahuwah under the name of Gog. We know that Edom, Europe, is Gog in their land of Magog, Europe, today. So let's discuss this. Ezekiel 38 and 39 is going on behind your back, and you don't even know it. Our our books have been twisted so much. That's why Yahuwah said in Jeremiah that last days he will teach us. Not a man, and not their Bibles, which are Egyptian sun worship books. They have nothing to do with Yahuwah, and nothing that's said over there is said in our books. So now that we've established that, let me just go to this. Through evidence, we know that Gog, Israel, cancel that name out in Yahuwah's name because it has 3 false gods in it, is not the chosen. How do we know that? Because if Yah promised you a land, you're not going to run up out of it. The tribe of Gad is not running out of America right now. We're waiting on Yahuwah. They are running up out of there because it is indeed Palestine. And they stole that land just like Europe has stolen every piece of land on earth, including America, the sister of Babylon. The daughter of Babylon. And we know that the original Babylon city is Iraq. One of the things that Edom never wanted you to know was the truth. Because if you started putting Ezekiel 38 and 39 together right now, you would say, now wait a minute, something's not right. We got Gog Israel running up out of their so-called promised land. It was never promised to them. They overtook it. They occupied it. It wasn't promised. It is indeed Europe. And we know that we came from what is called Africa today, but it was the land of Yehuda, where Yahuwah sits. It sits in the middle of earth. That belongs to Yahuwah and the sons of Yaakov. Now, in Ezekiel 38 and 39, Yahuwah says, I'm going to bring them forth, being Gog Europe, take them back and bring them forth again. They have been kicked out of Africa. They were there, and they were dividing the land. Y'all said, don't divide my land. They did it anyway. So they were kicked out. And Yahuwah is bringing them back again. Bringing them back for what? What is he bringing them back for? War. He said, I'm going to bring them to the mountains of Yasharel, upright Elohim, we know him to be. I'm going to bring them to myself. And when they come into the heart of Africa, where is that? Ethiopia. That's the tribe of Yasharel. And they are the only ones that Europe has not colonized. That's the heart of Africa. In fact, the Yarden that Yah speaks of in Jeremiah, that I'm going to come out, I'm going to be that lion coming out of the thicket at the Yarden. That's in Africa, in Congo. I've given you evidence of that. Europe cannot survive, even this winter, without the resources that Africa has cut them off of. That is Yahuwah's seat. It belongs to him. And we are going to come back into that land. Have you seen Yahuwah do that supernatural rescue on Gog in Palestine, being Israel? No, you haven't. I told you that 2 years ago. It's not going to come. Because they are counterfeits. And they have lied. It's not Satan that has lied. It is the men of Edom that has lied, twisted, and tricked things and stolen. We see that today. Can't be disputed. We know that. They go in, they colonize, they enslave, they put the people under their feet, literally, and take their resources. No doubt about it. It's the United States and Europe today. Yahuwah has made that very clear. So what did he say? We know that France was kicked out. He said go, and Russia moved in. Is this clicking with you yet? Moved in. Yahuwah said in the book of Ezekiel 38 and 39 that God Europe is going to come up with an evil, wicked plan. And they have done that. They are on the Ivory Coast in Africa right now. A French naval ship. 2 of them. Evidence is on my TikToks. With troops, helicopters. What did y'all say? When they cover the heart of Yasharel like a cloud, when they cover Africa like a cloud, that would be helicopters in war. I am going to raise up, my father said, and I'm going to shake this earth to its core, and I'm going to break their bows and their arrows, and I'm going to shove hooks in their jaws. It was never Gog Israel that they were going to go into. We see them killing today their own people again. It was Africa. That's why they twitch the Bibles and stuff like that and put themselves in. So you would think it was that mound of dirt over there. That is Palestine and always will be. Africa has the resources that everyone needs today in Europe. Without them, they can't even keep warm this winter. All of Europe is imploding in on itself, and they are biting the backs of each other's necks. You don't see that? That's why I was telling you. See, my accounts on TikTok has been wiped 4 times. Because I bring that truth that can't be disputed. I bring evidence. And what my father said, Yahuwah, none other. And we have a 4th one up. If you want the real truth, go to my TikToks. As the Princess, Zakaya, Gad, Yasharel. It'll take you right to it. This will be number 4. So Yahuwah said, I need for you to get this word to TikTok because I had people coming in there. So as soon as my Sabbath was over, that's what we're doing now. They are pulling up in Africa to colonize it. With an evil plan. They say they're there for cartel and violence. No, they're not. And even the Africans are telling them they feel like what they're saying they're in there for, that they're not in there, that they have an evil plan or something. Yahuwah said they are going to devise a wicked plan. And they are going to go into Africa and colonize it, they think, he said. That belongs to me, Yahuwah said. When they go up in there, and they are already at the Ivory Coast now, And the other Europeans follow them. The other countries of Europe follow Macron. All hell is going to break loose. That big one that they're waiting on in the United States, that's when it'll happen. You're watching birthing pains. Because they are just now setting it up against Africa to trick and deceive them, but they will not get it done. Because Yah has 3 kings up in there. Abraham was one of them. And he's not going to be moved, Yahuwah said. And the others are gathering to him because they will see me there. Everything he touches, like Russia. And he has already tried to be, people have tried to assassinate him. Yah has covered him. The African people love him. And France thinks they're going to go up into Niger. All hell is going to break loose because Yahuwah said, when they do, I am going to shake this earth. I'm going to shove hooks in all their jaws, which means captivity in my ancient Hebrew, like they like to take. He has laid a trap for Edom in Africa. And that is where he will supernaturally show up. He gave us back his name. None of the American Bibles, they don't ever say his name. They say B-A-A-L, and that is when they say L-O-R-D. They're all defiled. So if you want to know the truth, I would advise you to get the book where Yahuwah has given us back his name. The Hebrews of Yasharel. And we don't have Rome's book, Second Testament, in there anymore. We have chosen our master, and we are back home with Yahuwah. It is Edom that is the Jew. They came up with Judaism, and they defile every single Sabbath and every single feast day of Yahuwah and of Edom added on to the feast days. But we will not be deceived. There's only 3. Get a sefer so that you know his name. Psalms 91, Psalms 91, because you know my name, I will rescue you. We know his name today. And we do not bear Edom or Europe's shame anymore. Yahuwah said. What you're going to see is Edom implode on itself. See, Africa's in the Middle East too. What you're watching right now with Gog, Israel, and Lebanon, and all of them, you're going to watch them fight until it's over, until Israel is no more. They're looking for nations to go into. They're running out of Palestine so fast because it was never promised to them. The whole damn earth knows who they are today and what they have done. As Yahuwah said, he would pull the veil and uncover their secrets. And we're looking at them. So I know this is going to be a short video. But my intention was to do what Yahuwah said and get this to you so you can research it for yourself. All eyes on Africa. Because that is where Yahuwah will show up supernaturally when Europe takes their asses up in there thinking they're going to colonize it and take those resources. Yahuwah said, no, you're not. As soon as you come in here, you're going into captivity. I'm going to do it myself. He's sick of the house of Edom. And he's only going to save 1/6 of them to go into captivity under him. And today we know why. They are the very people that Saul, our King Saul, was sent to wipe from this earth. Because they do nothing but sit night and day, Yahuwah said, and figure out ways to wipe my chosen people, the Hebrews of Yasharel, upright Elohim. That's what that means, Yasher. And we are Elohim today. Because we have our own covenant back with Yahuwah. And we are praying against this beast system of Babylon today. And you're watching it fall. Come down fast. You don't have to be in confusion. The books that I would advise you to do, get a set for number 1. Study the books of Jeremiah, Isaiah, Ezekiel, 2nd Ezra. And then take yourself to Ezekiel 38 and 39 and put it together. There's never been any, and we know today that Rockefeller created Israel. Cancel that name out every time I had to say it. Yahuwah, in your name, by your name, Yahuwah, because you are the only true living Elohim. And you are giving us the mysteries today, Yahuwah, to find our way out of her and all of her false religion and bullshit. You keep your eyes on Africa. Edom's going down in holes, and Yahuwah said, no matter how deep you go, my hand will find you. You're coming out, or I will destroy you there. I am blown away at the things we know today about the United States and everything it stands for. And it was completely opposite of the illusions that they put forth, which is witchcraft and mischief in Yahuwah's eyes. But today we are busting the illusions up. Go research. They are going in to Yahuwah's land to try to colonize it and take those resources that Yahuwah took from them. He has these nations standing up in Africa against them, and he raises kings and lowers them. And he has raised these 3 kings in Africa. And people are joining to them. And they will get to see a supernatural rising up from the Elohim, Yahuwah. Because that's his land. And Europe thinks to take it captive when they are going into captivity themselves and do not even realize it and are provoking every bit of it. Those of you that have been with me for a while, I have my Facebook back up, and I will be posting to let you know when this is happening. But in the book of Isaiah, I have it posted, and I read 47 for you. And it says that America is fragile and untouched. That means that nothing has ever been dropped here. They've always taken the war to another land and fucking destroyed it. Yahuwah said those days are over. And she is childless right now. The Americans don't even know what's coming to them, Yasharel, for what we went through here. And all the rest of our tribes. So she is childless. Her own children are turning against her. And Yahuwah is doing it. And everything that I have told you over the last 10 years, you are finally watching it come to pass. And I gave you the last key and mystery tonight. And that is Africa. When France goes in to Niger, and all the Europe, because y'all said they're bringing other Europe with them. There'll be United States, Britain, and all of them. United States has been put out there too, in case you didn't know. They want Europe out. When they come back up there with these other companies that Yahuwah spoke of in 38 and 39 of Ezekiel, Yahuwah's going to stomp every single fucking one of them. If you're in this military, you better get your ass out. Walk away from it. Because everything that you're watching come to pass Yahuwah spoke of it. And I told you 10, maybe 15 years ago. And they cancel out these accounts. We keep on just putting them back up there. We are not going to stop. We're going to stand our ground until Yahuwah gets it down. And he's a promise keeper. If you are anywhere in Edom's bullshit, their religion, their clothes, their feast days, Christmas and all that bullshit, you are going to be cursed. And you are going to be branded with that 666. And you will be property of Rome's to go down and in captivity. There is no way that you don't see this today. And now you have the last mystery, and which is why none of your Christian pastors or any other false religion will go into Ezekiel, because they are promises straight from Yahuwah's mouth to Edom, the white man. And you would have known that if they ever took you in there. So they had to trick the books and get you out of Old Testament, where he spoke and is the only one that speaks. When they take their asses up into Africa, the land of Yehuda, it's over. And if you are not sealed by Yahuwah in his laws, in his covenant, you'll go with it. I am sure that you can see that today. And most of you know that I have been fighting Facebook, TikTok, because I'm a Gadite. We're from the royal tribe of Gadite in Yehuda. We are lions. We penetrate, we cut through. When Yahuwah sends us on a mission, we don't come back empty-handed, and we ain't gonna. We are ambassadors for his kingdom coming in, which they call the New World Order, which goes against everything that they live by here today. The whole house of Gog in their land of Magog, being Europe. Yes, Father, in a word, to all the princes that are Hebrew and carrying Gog, Israel's name, I will give you over to it. Because you have heard the news and you know who they are. Their name has 3 false gods in it. Wake your ass up. Stop calling yourself black Israelites. You look stupid to the rest of us. And Yahuwah, you are pissing him off. We don't have a Christ. We don't need one. We have the Day of Atonement. And my Father would never take a righteous son and give him for the wickedness that you fucking see today. And if you think he did, you belong to the other side. You don't belong to him. Or you would know better. Go do your research. Because I have a good track record with Father. And there's evidence of it. Which is why they try to keep me down. But I talk to people in Africa, Argentina, no matter what they tell you, keep going. Because you are out there. Because Yahuwah is the good shepherd. And he is going after every single one of his lost sheep. Ezekiel 34 and 35, you better go read it. And he's doing it through us. And when we get all of ours out of there, Yahuwah is going to drop the fucking hammer on this shit. You better not be in there. I'll keep you posted with what Yahuwah said, and I'll show you where to look. Again, it is not Satan that lied to you. It is the men of Edom that are coming down right now. They don't own this land anymore, and they have no control over it either, as you can see. Because he broke their horn. In my ancient Hebrew, horn is power. And the United States and Europe has no power over anything or anyone today. They look ridiculous. And people are pulling away from them and coming to Yahuwah. And as Yahuwah said, last days, they'll be looking to and fro for me, the only true Elohim, and what I said, and I'm giving you what he said, and you better be prepared, because they are porting at Africa right now, at the Ivory Coast, because that president is still one with Edom and what they bless his little puppy dog ass for. Well, they steal from his people, and he allows it. Y'all's putting a stop to it. So if you want to watch him supernaturally raise up, like Gog Israel told you he was going to do for them, and we haven't seen that. Nope, they're running the fuck up out of there. They know he ain't coming. Where's their Messiah? Pretty sure he's underground too. Because it was Africa all along that we were to watch. And the Hebrews of Yasharel, that America thinks to keep as her possession, were not your possession anymore. And your children are going into captivity now. And this is a record before Yahuwah that I did indeed give it to you tonight, before destruction comes. And all you have to do is go research. I know that's not easy to swallow, but every single one of us went through the same waking up. And oh, how blessed we were that we listened to him and obeyed. He's taken down Edom while he's replenishing our tents as he promised, and lifting us up, filling us with power by his Spirit alone. And if this is touching your heart, get to him now so you can be sealed and be on his Sabbath. And not this world and their false religion. And world in ancient Hebrew means he didn't love the world. Because world in our ancient Hebrew means heathen world, idolaters. Now, JC might like him because that's what he is. He's from Rome. And remember, they told us he taught in a synagogue. Who is the synagogue of Satan? It is Gog. It is Europe, the 13th bloodline of Cain. It was no damn snake in that garden. Exactly what I told you. They're beasts of the field. That's why Nebuchadnezzar survived being out there on punishment for 7 years. As an animal, naked, covered with hair, on his knees and hands, eating grass like the beasts of the field. I'm telling you something. The truth to me is so much more amazing than the lies they told. I am breathless at Yahuwah. He keeps me in awe with the things that he teaches me and says, now go, give it to him. And I go back for more, and I bring it back to you. And you're watching it. I pray that you find your way to Yahuwah's covenant, and you find your way out of this catastrophe that's coming, because it's already in the works. And the evidence, you can see it. You can see it. Because like Ezekiel, he has had everyone by the back of the hair head saying, look at what your government does. And now we know today that when they say we war against flesh and blood, we don't war against flesh and blood, but principalities of darkness. We know Edom took those fallen watchers and made them their gods, their governments. That's the dark state. But Yahuwah said, you're going to work my plan last days. You're going to tear down what you built. And that's where they are. That's why they were telling you, time's up, time's up. Start tearing it down in the industry and everywhere else. Because Yah is snapping the branches of this beast system. And when he gets to the trunk, He's going to cut it, and it will never come up again. This is just amazing. I have been on the most wonderful journey I've ever been on in my entire life with Yahuwah. He tells the best stories, and he makes sure that you understand because you can see it through his eyes. I don't even look through my own eyes anymore. I look through his. He is the most beautiful thing that I own and ever have owned from the womb. And he is compassionate. In Ezekiel 18, he said, come out of it, and I will be your Elohim. And I will protect you, and I will feed you. And a time is coming when these Americans are going to be sorely pissed. Because we are well taken care of by the Good Shepherd, which is Yahuwah. And this government is letting them starve and go without even a home. They have robbed taxes for them to be able to live the high life, Yahuwah said, and get fat. And their days are over. And you can see it. And like Macron said, Europe is mortal today. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, O fallen watcher. And he said, Europe is dying. Yes, you are. And you will work his plan. Last days. Esau's blessing is up. He don't get to rule anymore. Now we go to Yaakov. And Yah is setting it up for it. And that's the New World Order that they fear so damn much. And who is their Antichrist but Yahuwah? Because he didn't send a son, and he didn't give a fucking Christ. And if you don't start clicking that, you're going to go down with it. Yahuwah is their Antichrist. And he told you that he chose a brother that the United States and all of Europe has shunned. Putin. None other than Putin. And he is busting ass. Everything he does is blessed, like Yahuwah said. He's not blessing this nation anymore. He sees them only for evil. And all of Europe for what they have done. And he is that lion that's going to come out of that Jordan and scare Edom to run up in the hills, even without their equipment and all their machinery and their guns and everything. He said, I'm going to scare the hell out of them. I'm going to destroy them there and shove hooks in their jaws. The only Jordan River, we don't have a J in our alphabet, the Hebrews, is in the Congo. They circle the equator twice. It's so big and long. You waking up? He's going to come out of the thicket there. Because what they call Palestine today won't be there. Book of Amos, the punishments. It's coming down right now. From one king to the next, he named them all, and you're watching them fall. And he said he has tricked the strong men of Edom and confounded their thoughts. Netanyahu really thinks he's going to do this. But Yah is going to take him down. Because he stole our birthright. He knew America had us in captivity. All the way back to World War I. But when Hitler started showing those films about us and where we were, whoa, America had to run their ass up in there. Put a stop to it. Because it ruined everything they had planned. For Gog and the enemies of Yahuwah, and you're looking at that today. You don't have a government, America. Just like Hitler said, and you can research it, you know it, that Israel is America's master. And they will destroy the whole world, being the whole heathen world that is against Yahuwah, being all of Edom, by trying to hold on to control of it. And they're doing it. How is he responsible for World War III? Because we're awake. And everything that he said you were going to see, you're seeing it. We are the jewels of Yahuwah. And we have been the secret that the United States has kept with Gog Israel all these years. We know that Palestine is where our Shimshon, Samson, died at. Of course that's Palestine. And the only temple that's ever been made there or built there was to Dagon. Cancel that name out in Yahuwah's name. And that is the very temple that Samson died in. And that's the wall over there. Research it. It's Palestine. Enemies of Yahuwah. All the way back to Samson. We ain't following the heathen today. We are not our ancestors. We want nothing to do with them. So you sit with this, go research it, and get ready for it. And this piece of mystery will let you know when it is all over. Yahuwah will start it in Africa, just like he said, because that's his land. And it belongs to the sons of Jacob. It is the promised land of Yasharel, the Hebrews. And Ethiopia is still there. So I'm going to leave you to sit with this. And I'll be posting with evidence so that you can look yourself. And make a wise decision where you will keep your family safe under the wings of Yahuwah or trusting this government that can't keep one damn treaty it ever makes. They got a surprise coming into Africa, honey. A big one, because Yahuwah has laid a trap for them. And there ain't no warrior like Yahuwah. He created it. And the very witchcraft and spells that they keep working, they are coming back on them because Yahuwah said in 47 Isaiah, all the conjuring that you're doing and your witchcraft, your sorcerers, that's why they don't have any answers and they can't stop this. Because their witchcraft doesn't work anymore. Their time is up. They should have followed the law. Because their run has not been very good. And Yahuwah is going to judge them for every fucking bit of it. You're not going to skate out on this bill. And you're not going to colonize anything else. You're being colonized and you don't even know it. Wake up. The nations are in America right now, just like he said. And they are working witchcraft against you. The Haitians, all of them. Those animals are coming up missing because they are putting witchcraft on you to tear you down. The same thing you did to other countries through your government, your military. And they're stealing from you like you stole from them. It's all in Ezekiel, Jeremiah, and Isaiah. I want to leave you with this. 2nd Ezra 11, 44 through 46 says this. That until the eagle and its wicked and cruel beak, feathers, and talons are wiped from the face of this earth, there will be no peace for earth. And until they are judged by the one who created earth, you're watching it happen. Edom is now the minority. Did you know that? Just like y'all said. I'm going to extinct you just like you did the things that I created. And the real Last Supper is in Ezekiel. And it's to the animals for what they have suffered under the house of Edom. And all their abominations of twisting the DNAs under your feet in labs, mixing animals, building a hybrid army. Y'all said I'm going to bring it back on their heads. And it's going to be after nobody but Edom. He's going to bring it up. Hungry. Is any of this clicking yet? I hope it is, because if it's not, you're not chosen. But if it is, and he is poking you, because his videos are not for everyone. I do not direct who watches them, who subscribes, who likes. That doesn't make any difference to me. I'm setting a record in Yahuwah's courts that, like Nehemiah, I did bring this message to you, so I'm not accountable for the blood that's going to be shed here because you didn't listen. I am telling you that his sword is against Edom, the white man, right now. All of them. And you better get yourself out of the way of it. I want to put this on you. The Haitians are also the tribe of Levite. Did you know that? You didn't know that, did you? Jacob's trouble is that Yahuwah is going to turn Jacob and all their pain, suffering, and anger back on Europe. He's bringing them here to do it. They're not immigrants. They're being called by Yahuwah. And those that belong to Yahuwah and are sealed are going to be taken up out of here. And those that are left will be used like a sledgehammer against Edom. And it will come down from inside first. Yahuwah said that. Book of Jeremiah, Isaiah, Ezekiel. Then he will bring in these other nations. And that is your evidence. And it is your responsibility to go there and see what I'm telling you. I'm telling you right where to find it. Do you understand? And I also posted that nothing they say in Revelation is anything that was spoken by Yahuwah in our books. You need to think about that. And that is probably why you do not understand what they're telling you. You come to that Old Testament, you're going to understand everything my Father's saying. Everything. And it will put nothing but fear in you if you're outside of his laws and covenant. Christianity was our punishment. And our people remembered themselves, but we are not our ancestors, and we are waiting on Yahuwah. Right on top of ground, honey, because we came from this earth. The soil of it. Human is not mankind. Human is a primate, an hybrid offspring of a monkey. They told you that, but not all of us evolved from that. We Hebrews of Yasharel, the children of Yahuwah, came from the soil of this beautiful earth, just like the trees. And if we get sick, Yahuwah heals us. I want to tell you this is so beautiful to me. I'm going to share it to you before I end this. The tree's roots look like our arteries. The rivers on this earth look just like our arteries in our bodies. And when a tree hurts itself or is wounded, it'll send sap to the area, cover it, and it'll heal. You see what I'm saying? We do the same thing when we hurt ourselves and our body rushes to the site of the injury and puts a scab on it. Because we come from this earth. And they have made her so sick by the things that they have done to gain wealth. Along with the animals, Yahuwah has taken it all back. It's going to be a hard winter for Edom. As they plan to move in up in Africa and bring out that you're not getting none of it. None of it. Yahuwah said. And I'm watching it like a hawk. Have been. And reported it to you. And now you're watching it with me. I tell you, I sit with my Father. I sit with him. I ask him questions. And he is having the time of his life because he has had to watch everything that we know about And there are things that he has had to hold from us that he has watched Edom do because our minds simply couldn't take it. But he said, last days, my people will be willing for me to tear this down. And are we not, Yasharel? We're waiting on it. So it doesn't matter how much you block me out. Yahuwah's going to get in there with me. And if you belong to him, you're going to get this. Take heed to it and protect you and your family because it's coming fast. My head is bowed to all our princes of Yehuda and Yasharel, and he's about to join us back together because Yehuda's not idol worshiping anymore. Yah said they are not, my people are not following what they're doing anymore. They're looking for my laws, and are we not Yasharel Hebrews? We have lined ourselves up with him. We are filled with power. We are lethal in this earth today because the law covers us. That covenant we guarded like lions. We know what it means. We don't take it for granted. And Yahuwah fills us with his spirit. And that's all they see in us. And they know we are a weapon. That star, the Christmas star, you better go get my video. That was for us last days to warn Edom, we're here. And now they see us in their face. Wake up. Wake up. I'm shaking you. Wake up. Until the next time, my head is bowed to all of our princes of Yehuda and Yasharel as a whole. Gad, Yissachar, all of you here. You got next reign. Earth is already yours, and guess what? We own more than we thought we did. Over those ice walls, Edom hid. And like Enoch said, no matter if it takes a while, wait, patiently wait until Yahuwah gets it down. And that's what we're doing. We're watching him. I follow him and report everything that he's doing according to what he spoke in our books alone. So until the next time, I am Princess Zekiah Gad Yehuda Yasharel. I am indeed a prophetess, a judge, an ambassador, and a daughter of the Most High Yahuwah. I have proven that. My track record is so good, isn't it? Because those that have followed you say, yeah, I got your texts. Wow, did you hear it? Yes, I did. I'm following it. It's exactly what y'all said. I hear you, and I will not mislead you. Yahuwah guides us with his eye out from the destruction coming, where we can just watch like we are today, untouched. Until the next time, my heart, I love you so much, Yasharel. Shalom. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. Yes, Father. See, I haven't been on YouTube for a minute because I study, honey. Let's give him that praise. And if you don't tonight, you will. Because it's the only thing that's going to save you. It's the only thing that saved the king of Egypt, the Pharaoh. And because he praised Yah after he had killed his whole army, killed their firstborns, he took him to be a king over another nation that didn't belong to him. Wow, right? So if you're not praising him now, you will. Oh, you will. So let's give it to him right out here in the heathen's face in my land, and we'll point it right up to him. Hallelujah! Yahuwah reigns today. Shalom, Yasharel.